Hi everyone, welcome to this session about quality theory. This is the second lecture of the ETI 1110, Introduction to Quality Assurance. My name is Professor Yang and I'm going to guide you through some of the most influential theories and thinkers who shape the way we view quality today. By the end, you will not only know the names of those gurus, but also see how their ideas connect to your own future career and even to everyday life. Here's the agenda for today. First, we'll talk about what we mean by quality management theory and why it matters no matter what field you end up in. Then we will meet the quality gurus, the biggest thinkers who developed some of the key ideas still used today in manufacturing, service industries, and even your personal life. We'll highlight their main concepts and how you might actually apply them in practice. And finally, we'll look at how all these ideas fit together into a larger picture of building a successful quality system. Think of this session as meeting the Avenger of the quality management. Each guru has a special power, but together they form something much bigger. Let's start with the basics. What is a theory? Simply put, a theory is a set of ideas that explains how things work. Why do we care about theory in quality management? Because they give us a foundation. They explain why certain methods are effective and help us make better decisions about improving quality. For example, think about how airplanes fly. It's all based on the aerodynamic theory. Or your car engine. It works because the engineer understands combustion theory. In the same way, quality management theory helps us understand why one process creates satisfied customers while another leads to complaints. Without theory, we are just guessing. One important theoretical model connects quality directly with worker morale. So here's the idea. When quality improves, employees feel more confident and proud of their work. That boosts in self-esteem, help them make better decisions, and give them more control over their jobs. And when workers feel good about what they are doing, morale goes up. Think about this. If you have got a great grade on an assignment after you're working very hard, you probably feel motivated to keep going. The same is true in the workplace. When employees see the impact of their efforts in better products or services, it fuels even more positive energy. Now here's a big question. Is there one single theory of quality management? The answer is no. Quality can be looked at from different perspectives, just as we mentioned in our first lecture. So there are three main approaches. The first one is organizational theory, which look at how a company's structure and leadership affect quality. And the second is behavior theory, which focuses on people, their attitudes, behaviors, and teamwork. The last one is the statistical theory, which uses data to identify and solve problems. Anyhow, the best system often combines all of three. Just imagine a restaurant. The organizational perspective sets the catering process. The behavior side makes sure the staff are trained and motivated. And the statistical perspective checks customer feedback and food safety data. Together, these create a recipe for quality. Quality management didn't just pop up overnight. In the early 1900s, companies mainly worried about inspecting products at the end of the production line, just checking if they worked. But over time, businesses realize it's far better to design quality into the process. Fast forward to today, and quality management includes everything from supply chain relationship to customer experience. Think about Amazon. Quality is not just about the product arriving without defects. It's also about how fast it gets to your door and whether customer service solves your issue quickly. That's the evolution of the quality thinking. Quality Guru Spotlight. First, let us meet Edward Deming, an American statistician who made a huge impact in Japan after World War II. Deming believed that about 80% of quality problems come from the system itself, not the individual workers. That means management is mainly responsible for quality. Some of his famous 14 points include creating a consistent purpose for improvement, building quality into process instead of relying on inspection, and driving out fear so workers can feel safe to speak up about problems. Imagine working a job where you're afraid to tell your boss that a machine is broken. You would probably stay quiet and the problem would pile up. That means that no, leader must build the trust so problems can be solved clearly. His thinking laid the foundation for continuous improvement. Next, we have Joseph Juran, another American quality expert. Juran is famous for the Juran trilogy: quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement. Quality planning means figure out who your customers are and what they need, then designing products and processes to meet those needs. Quality control means monitoring what's happening, comparing to your plan, and taking action if things goes off track. Quality improvement means making significant changes, we call it breakthrough, to reach new level of performance and eliminate ongoing issues. Think of it like this. Planning is like making a recipe. You figure out what ingredient you need. Control is tasting the food as you cook, checking if it is on track or something you expect. Improvement is finding a better way to make it, maybe a new spice or cooking technique. Control versus breakthrough. Control means maintaining the current level, while breakthrough means achieving a completely new, higher level performance. He also popularized the Pareto principle, the idea that 80% of problems come from the 20% of courses. For example, when studying for exams, you might notice that a small portion of the material, like the key concepts or main formulas, accounts for most of the test questions. By focusing study time on that core material, students can improve their performance more efficiently. Now let's talk about Karu Ishikawa, a Japanese pioneer. He believed quality isn't just for engineers or statisticians, it should involve everyone. He introduced the cause and effect diagram, also called the Ishikawa diagram or the fishbone diagram. Picture a fish skeleton. The head is the problem, and the bone represents the potential causes. Say your laptop won't start. The fishbone diagram might break into categories like the power, hardware, or user error. This tool helps teams thinking broadly about the causes instead of jumping to conclusions. So it is a very useful tool. Dr. Armand Feigenbaum gave us the idea of total quality control. Quality involves every department, not just the factory floor. From design to customer service, everyone has a role. So think about your favorite coffee shop. If the barista makes a great drink, but the cashier is rude, the quality of experience drops. Feigenbaum said, quality is everyone's job. Philip Crosby is another quality guru. He is famous for the phrase, quality is free. His point was that preventing defects costs much less than fixing them later. He had 4 absolutes of quality management. Quality is meeting requirements. The system is prevention, not inspection. The standard is 0 defects. And the measurement of quality is the cost of a non-conformance. So let me give you a good example. Putting your phone in a protective case. The case is a small investment in prevention, but it will save you from paying hundreds for a screen repair later. Junichi Takuchi focused on designing products to be robust, that is, less sensitive to small variations. He introduced the quality loss function, which says even small deviations from the target cause losses. Think about a car door. If it's slightly misaligned, it may still close, but it might rattle or wear down faster later on. Taguchi argued that society pays for those hidden costs, so we should design products to hit the target as closely as possible. And another concept he introduced is called robust design. He proposed a method for creating products and processes that are far less sensitive to variation, like small changes in the material or manufacturing conditions, and which ultimately lead to more consistent quality. There are many others who also shape the quality management theory. Robert Kemp, he pioneered benchmarking, which is the process of finding and learning the best-in-class organization to improve your own processes. Stephen Covey, his very famous book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, emphasizes principles of personal effectiveness and leadership that are vital to creating a culture of quality. Michael Hammer and James Champy, they introduced re-engineering, which is a radical redesign of business processes to approve dramatic improvement in cost, quality, service, and speed. Those thinkers remind us that quality isn't just about machines and data, it's also about leadership and bold change. So is there one best way to manage quality? Not really. There's where contingency thinking comes in. The best approach depends on your industry, culture, and the challenges. The main variable include leadership, strong commitment from the top management, and the information analysis, using data to make decisions, and also the customer focus, understanding and meeting customer needs. Employment involvement is also very important. And the team approach means we need to work together across departments. For me personally, I want to deliver a quality lecture to every one of you. I need the leadership come from my department chair. Collect data come from your grades and for your assignments. And also I need to collaborate my other fellow professors. So on top of that, I also need to listen to my students, you, voices and feedbacks. So in essence, quality emerges when all these pieces are aligned together. Here's a big picture framing for quality. At the core are leadership, employees, assurances, customers, and philosophies. Surrounding that are planning and information analysis. On the outer ring, you have the environmental factors, teamwork, and the breakthrough ideas. So think of this like the ecosystem. Each part connects with the others. If one piece is missing, the whole system struggles. Let us wrap up this lecture with some key takeaways. Quality isn't just about inspection. It's about systems, people, and continuous improvement. Quality starts from the top management. And we always want to keep our customers' need in mind. And we also need to use data to make smarter quality decisions. And it's also more effective and cheaper to prevent problems than to fix them later. And finally, quality is always evolving. Stay curious, keep learning, and be open to new ideas. And that's the end of today's lecture. Thank you.